Welcome back to the Human Mind Podcast, the place where we don't just study psychology. We uncover the hidden forces quietly shaping every decision we make. Every week, we explore the mysteries of the human mind through stories, science, and real-life experiences. Because understanding people isn't just about improving your relationships. It's about understanding yourself. So wherever you're listening from, thank you for spending these next few minutes with me. Now, close your eyes for just a second. Imagine someone who constantly hurts you. They break your trust. They ignore your feelings. They make promises they never keep. Every friend tells you, you deserve better. Even your family begs you to leave. Deep down, you know they're right. And yet, you stay. Why? Why do intelligent, successful, kind people remain in relationships that make them miserable? Is it love? Fear? Hope? Or is your brain doing something you don't even realize? Today's episode may completely change the way you see love, because sometimes the strongest prison in the world has no walls. Let's meet Emma. Emma was confident, independent, successful. She had a career she loved and friends who admired her. Then she met Daniel. At first, he seemed perfect. He remembered little details about her. He sent thoughtful messages every morning. He made her feel like she was the most important person in the world. Her friends smiled. This one is different. Emma believed it too. But slowly, things changed. Daniel became jealous. He questioned where she went, who she talked to, why she didn't answer immediately. Whenever Emma tried to explain how she felt, he apologized, bought flowers, promised to change. For a few weeks, everything felt wonderful again. Then, the cycle repeated. Months became years. People couldn't understand why Emma stayed. What they didn't realize was that Emma wasn't addicted to Daniel. She had become addicted to something else. One of the biggest myths about toxic relationships is that people stay because they're weak. Psychology tells a different story. Many people stay because they remember who their partner used to be, or more accurately, who they believe that person could become. Our brains naturally hold onto emotionally powerful memories. Emma didn't keep replaying the arguments. She kept remembering the first vacation, the late-night conversations, the promises, the laughter. Her brain kept whispering, maybe that version of them will come back. Hope can be beautiful, but in the wrong relationship, hope can become a trap. Imagine you own a phone. One day it stops working. You hit it gently. It turns back on. The next day, it dies again. Another tap. It works. Eventually, you spend more time fixing the phone than actually using it. Your friends ask, why don't you just replace it? You answer, because sometimes it works perfectly. That's exactly how many toxic relationships feel. People don't stay because things are always bad. They stay because every now and then things become wonderful again. Those good moments keep the hope alive. And hope is incredibly difficult to walk away from. Can I ask you something? Have you ever stayed in a friendship, a relationship, or even a job long after you knew it was hurting you? If your answer is yes, you're not alone. And if you're finding these conversations valuable, subscribe to the Human Mind Podcast. Every episode is designed to help you understand not only other people, but also the hidden patterns shaping your own life. Now, let's uncover the most powerful reason of all. Imagine standing in front of two doors. Behind the first door, you know exactly what life looks like. It's painful, it's exhausting, but it's familiar. Behind the second door, you have no idea what waits for you. Your brain almost always prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar uncertainty. This isn't because you enjoy suffering. It's because uncertainty activates fear. Your mind asks, what if I never find anyone else? What if they're right about me? What if leaving is the biggest mistake of my life? Notice something. Those aren't facts. They're predictions. And our brains are surprisingly good at believing predictions that haven't happened. Healthy relationships are usually steady, predictable, safe. Toxic relationships often aren't. Instead, they swing between affection and conflict. warmth and rejection, apologies and disappointment. That emotional unpredictability can make the relationship feel more intense, because the good moments seem incredibly valuable after periods of pain. Over time, the mind begins to chase those moments of relief, making it even harder to step away. Intensity can feel like love, but they're not the same thing. One evening, Emma's younger sister asked a simple question. She said, "If your best friend told you this story, what would you tell her to do?" Emma answered immediately, "I'd tell her to leave." Then, silence. For the first time, she realized she'd been giving everyone else compassion, except herself. Sometimes, we recognize the truth much faster when it belongs to someone we love. That question changed everything. Not overnight, but it was the beginning. Because healing doesn't start when life becomes easy. It starts the moment we become honest with ourselves. Maybe today's episode isn't about romantic relationships. Maybe it's about a friendship, a workplace, a family member, or even the relationship you have with yourself. The human mind has an incredible ability to adapt. Sometimes, it adapts so well that it begins to accept what it should never have accepted. But here's something worth remembering. Love should bring peace more often than fear, respect more often than doubt, growth more often than pain. No relationship is perfect, but healthy relationships don't require you to lose yourself just to keep someone else. I'd like you to carry one question with you. Think about the people closest to you. Then ask yourself, do they inspire me to become more of who I truly am or less? Sometimes the most important answers don't arrive immediately. They arrive quietly, after we've had the courage to ask the right question. If this episode gave you a new perspective on human behavior, subscribe to the Human Mind Podcast and join me next week for another deep dive into the psychology that shapes our lives. Until then, take care of your mind, protect your peace, and never stop asking why. Because the more you understand the human mind, the more wisely you'll live.